Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to our latest webcast that we're bringing you from Travel Weekly as part of our Roadmap to Recovery series. And you'll see that I'm joined again this morning by Eamonn Ferrin, who is the International Sales Vice President at Norwegian Cruise Line. Hi, Eamonn, how are you?
I'm great, Lucy. Absolutely fantastic. I just actually came back from vacation on our Norwegian Jade last week in the Greek islands, so I'm relaxed and rested and ready to get at it again.
Oh, I bet. And how was she? What was it like sailing?
It was wonderful. It was absolutely superb. I mean, it's a wonderful itinerary, as you know. It calls in Crete and Rhodes and Mykonos, Santorini, Corfu, and Olympia. So some of those places I'd been to before, but some I hadn't. So, and the weather was very beautiful, and on board was fantastic. Our team were so happy to see customers again and serve customers. It was just superb entertainment, superb food.
So yeah, apart from some of the protocols which we know are in place, but you managed to enjoy a really sort of normal vacation.
Yeah, I mean, once you go through the process, as we know, there's a lot of paperwork and doing PLFs and doing all that sort of stuff that you need to do these days. But the protocols are very smooth, and in fact, again, boarding the ship was actually much quicker than normal. So you get on this instance, we were on in about 20 minutes, which is fantastic. You obviously have to have the antigen test before you board. But yeah, it's all working seamlessly, and we're really pleased with how it's going so far. And as you know, we announced our 7th ship back in the water with our Bliss operating out of Los Angeles on the Mexican Riviera for the winter. So that's the 7th ship of 17. So we're really making great progress to focusing on our great cruise comeback.
All right. Well, look, we'll come on to talk about that because I do want to touch on that. But the news today, Eamonn, is really significant for the UK and Ireland market, and that's that you've appointed a senior sales director. So I won't steal your thunder. Tell us who it is and tell us all about the appointment.
Great, no, absolutely. So we just will announce today the appointment of Gary Anslow as senior sales director for UK and Ireland. And if I just segue as to why that's the case, obviously my new appointment to be focused on VP of International on every market other than the US and Canada is obviously quite a large and extensive remit. So we thought it was a great opportunity to get in some more bench strength and add to the team. We went through a fairly rigorous process of selection. There was a great interest in the role, but we felt in the end that Gary was a great fit culturally for our organization. And yeah, we're really pleased to have him on board. So he starts 1st of November. And we're really looking forward to having him lead the UK and Ireland team.
Okay, and for those that don't know, let's just explain. Gary was previously at Cunard, so and then prior to that he was at Monarch, but he does come with cruise experience, and I guess that was important.
Yeah, I mean, I think his background was great. Sales background. He started with Diageo for many years, and then, as you say, moved to Monarch Airlines, where he was sales director and a board director at Monarch for 7 years or so, and then laterally the last 4, I believe, with Cunard. So he comes with a really good experience of the UK travel industry generally, and also I thought it'd be great fit. And like all of these things, when you go through the interview process, the CV is one thing, of course, but it's culturally how they align, and I think that. Gary and I particularly got on very well when we talked around our sort of 3 core philosophies of, people first. We're very much a people business. We believe in that we treat our company as a family, and we act on that basis. And that comes right from the top, from Frank Del Rio and Harry and the rest of the executive team. So he was intrigued by that. And of course, our guest first philosophy, which is a core principle of what we do. And partners first, which is really our belief in travel agents. They have been and always will be a core of our distribution platform. So when I talked through the opportunity with him, he was super excited. And at the end of the day, we have 17 ships of probably the newest and most refurbished fleet out there, which of course is a different scale with all due respect to Cunard to Cunard. And not only that, we have 6 Prima ships, as you know, coming literally 1 a year from
I know.
to 27. So I think that the opportunity of that role and that size of remit really attracted him to the role, and I was very pleased that when he accepted it, and I think it'll work out really well.
Brilliant. All right, well, let's go back to that point you made about partners first. I know travel agents are really important to you guys, and you talked in the release about his appointment that he's going to be trying to grow market share in the UK and Ireland, retaining existing accounts and acquiring new ones. So just expand on that, Eamonn. What's your aim for the market?
Sure. Well, I've always felt, even from when I came on the role 3 years ago, that NCLs is too well a kept secret in the UK market, given our size and our scale. And I personally believe that there's great opportunity to grow the UK market for NCL as a brand and as a business. And I just referred to the 17 ships. That's 51,000 berths as it stands today, and the 6 Primas are pretty much game changers in terms of business model. So not only will it bring us to 70,000 berths or so by 2027, it's also the quality of the product that we're bringing to the marketplace in the Primas. It's the biggest space ratio that we have in our fleet, and it's the first newest class of ship in 10 years for NCL. So we're super excited, and I genuinely believe that we have a massive opportunity to grow our business. Interestingly enough, I mentioned that we had something in the region of several thousand UK, MEA, Middle East and Africa, and Central European travel agents on board, particularly our Jade, our Epic, and our Getaway launches that we just completed through July and August. And that was wonderful to get them on board and showcase them, because we often don't get that opportunity in the past as much. So that was wonderful. And then literally as soon as I got back from that, we then launched our UK roadshows in 6 cities. So in Glasgow, in Newcastle, Belfast, Birmingham, Manchester, and Southampton. And they were attended by roughly 100+ agents at each venue.
Brilliant.
Wonderful to talk to the travel agents direct, and some of them, they hadn't been to an event in literally 1.5 to 2 years, right? So it was wonderful to get that focus on the UK market, and I think it'll do us great stead as we move into Q1.
Yeah, absolutely. And Gary, he's supported by a team of people who will now then, obviously you talked about the road show, so you're going to have people back out on the road. Are you going to do, is it going to be hybrid though, some virtual learning as well? What's sort of the plan for Gary's team?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he will take command of the whole of the UK and Ireland operation from a sales perspective, and obviously I will let Gary run that, and obviously pay a lot of close contact with the marketing team as well. So it's a very great teamwork that we have across our business, including our head office in Miami. So he'll focus very much on driving the UK and Ireland business with the existing sales team that we have, and obviously that may change as we move forward. Perhaps we'll add more as we move forward and as we continue to see the growth that we're seeing in the UK market. I'm very happy to invest behind that. So yeah, that'll be his core remit. We have done throughout the whole pandemic a lot of work, both virtually on Zoom. We've done virtual evenings. We've done lots of different things to sort of fill in the gaps, if you like. But I am a great believer in meeting face to face personally, and I think hitting on the road and getting and talking to our key partners is a fundamental part of the sales role. So he'll take command of that, and I'll be here to support him in any way we can. But I have other regions to support as well.
I know you do. How is your new role going, Eamonn? I mean, you said at the start it's a big remit, isn't it? You've got all markets, as you say, outside of the US and Canada, which is quite a tall order.
Well, it's great, and I even get paid for it. That's the wonderful thing. So it's fantastic. I'm loving it. It's wonderful to see. To relate to my colleagues around the world from Australia. In fact, before this call, I was chatting with Ben, who's our vice president of Australia and APAC region. So yeah, it's great to see how each market is moving at a slightly different pace. It's fair to say, some markets are recovering a little bit slower than others, but some are moving very quickly.
And where's the UK in that, Eamonn?
Yeah, one of the leaders in that regard. It's definitely bounced back quicker in the UK. I think our vaccination rollout, the government that worked exceptionally well. And I think for forward business, we're seeing really strong demand through 23 and 22, and that's good. It's always been a challenge for 21, but that was always going to be a challenge given the environment. But I think 22 and 23 sales are doing really well in the UK. Doing very well.
And when you talk about growing your market share here in this market, then I mean, can you tell us where it is now and what you think you can get to? With Gary on board.
I wouldn't share figures. That would be too indiscreet. No, I think, but in reality, I think there's a lot of potential. You just have to think about the Primas on their own. I mean, that is a 40% plus increase in capacity next sort of 5-6 years. So I absolutely believe that our growth is potential in the UK and Ireland is significant, and we will be able to jump on that and adapt on that and keep
and appointing Gary, I guess, is key to that, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, clearly it was great to have another hand involved, and we have Nick doing Middle East and Africa. He's always been here stalwart with the business for many years. So Nick obviously knows what he's doing and his concentration. When I came on board, I asked him to focus very much on growing that market. It's a high potential market in terms of where it sits. And then Gary will come in and run, as I say, the UK.
Yes, because we should say that Gary's not replacing anyone directly, is he? Because you were sort of doing the role. Nick was previously sort of here, but as you say, is focused on other markets. So this is actually putting a whole new person in to really drive this.
I'm a great believer in focusing on markets that exist and therefore in themselves are very distinct, right? So if you spread people too thin, you don't get the optimum output. So I like to say, well, if we focus, as Nick, as he does, focuses very much on Middle East and Africa, that's a very high potential growth market when you look at the age demographics and the wealth in that region and so on and so forth. But then obviously you need someone to look after the UK, which is a more mature market, but also has very it's one of the leading markets in the international division
and lots of competition. So
and lots of competition, but that comes par for the course, if you like. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Before I let you go, let's just talk about, you said you've got 7 ships now back in service, another 10 to go. What is the plan for that, the restart of those? I mean,
sure. Well, it's very, as we said, I think it's Frank Del Rio said, but at the outset, it was always going to be a rollout process. People don't understand how complex it is to get a ship, just one in the water. It takes anywhere from 90 to 100 days, if you like, to get it fully operational, get the crew and get them vaccinated and so on and so forth. So it's always was a process. But our hope and our aspiration is to have all of the 17 NCL ships, and indeed all of the NCLH, so the Oceania region ships, also in the water by the end of Q1. That's our goal. That's our aspiration, and we're definitely hitting all the milestones to be able to achieve that.
Brilliant. All right, and I can't let you go without talking about, I mean, you mentioned the Prima class, 6 ships coming, but Norwegian Prima, the first one, is very exciting. We've seen some images of what she's going to look like, and I guess you must be gearing up for that now. What more can you tell us about Prima?
Well, I can tell you what we've publicly said, but I can't
say. No, but I don't want to, because I've reported that already. I want to know more in secret.
No, listen, obviously we're super excited about it. As you know, I had the honor and the privilege of getting out to Fincantieri to actually do the float out, and saw the ship obviously there when I was there. And obviously it's probably, I'm sure it's moved forward and looks even better today, but it looked great at that point in time. On the external side, I could obviously see what we've done and what we were doing. And then in terms of going forward, it really is, it's going to be a world-class ship, we think, and it's going to really change the marketplace from our perspective. In that sense, we're obviously thinking about planning the inaugural so that we're going to have, and what we're going to do to obviously launch the product, and we're very excited about that. But beyond that, I wouldn't want to.
And is that something that UK partners might be involved in?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, our intention would be to get as many travel partners on the ship as possible, and not just the UK, but also across the world. I think it's, I think if I reflect, the best sales thing I can do, to be honest, is often get the travel partners on our ships, because when you truly see the quality of the ship and you feel it, and also you see the freestyle concept, you understand what we do better, I think, and that helps you sell it. So I'm always very keen to get our travel partners on board and showcase our product as best we can.
Yeah, and she's got some really incredible things like infinity pools and 3-story racetracks. So I mean, I know these are things you announced, but just give us a flavour, Eamonn, of the kind of thing we can expect from Prima that's going to be, as you say, game changing.
Well, I think that, as we've sort of said in the release, the space ratio is the key, and then the fact that it'll only have 3,250 passengers, will have 36% more room, if you like, space than the comp set average. The fact that the service levels will also, I think it's 1,800 or so crew on board and helping the crew. So I think it'll be a great service and product proposition. And I think that changes a lot of dynamics. Every stateroom is bigger. The bathrooms are all 11% bigger or more. You have things like the indulged food court, which is 12, just on its own is 12 stations, exotic stations to eat and drink in, and then the boulevard, the ocean walkway and stuff. It's just so much to it. I can't wait. I was privileged to have a look at some of the internal designs as well. I just can't wait to see it. It looks, I was in Fincantieri, the guy showed me the internal designs, and I'm absolutely dying.
Well, that's just not fair, Eamonn, now, because you're
No,
teasing
no,
us now.
I can't say anymore.
All right, well, look, make sure you let us know when you can. Maybe drip feed it so we can build our excitement. But it is very exciting what's happening at your company, and really exciting that you're investing so much in the UK market. So when does Gary start?
1st of November.
1st of November. All right, well, we'll look forward to speaking to him. We're really grateful for your time this morning, Eamonn. Best of luck with the continued restart of the fleet, and we'll speak to you very soon.
Thanks, Liz. All the best.